Hi class, I was asked to get this video out for you prior to you turning in the homework. So I'm going to go ahead and help you guys out. So this one's going to be a little bit easier than the last two that we've had. So this one is assume your business is owed 10,000 by a customer and the terms of the sale call the customer pay you 2 years from now. Your customer asks you if you would be interested in accepting 9,000 today and a full settlement of the account instead of 10,000 in 2 years. Tell tell how you would decide whether to accept that offer and what factors assumptions would you consider. Give an example of calculation as part of your discussion. Show the requirements are show enough calculations to show how you arrive at your decision. The explanation and justification of your decision should be lengthy enough to show the concepts and tools presented in our topics for this week. All right, first thing we're going to do is open up Excel. First thing is that you can get 10,000 in 2 years from now. Okay, so in 2 years, we'll put up here. And then now. Well, of course, if you needed the money today, you would take the $9,000. You wouldn't care about the 10,000. But we also want to look at this and say, okay, why don't we get this $10,000 today? Well, we need to look at the present value calculation. Okay, so what is our rate that we're going to say? Well, they didn't give us a rate in the assignment. They just said that would you accept it? So why don't we just look at this and say that we're going to do a rate of 8% or something, because that's about right. Okay, so I'm just typing out my present value calculation here. All right, so here is that I'm trying to find out the present value. Okay, so would I take $10,000 today if I have a we have our future value, we have our present value, we have our payment as 0, we have our, we don't even need to do that, we have our rate, and we have our time. Okay, and so here I'm just going to put that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say that I have my future payment here. Is that what we need to know is unknown. So let's go ahead and let's look at our present value calculation. So I opened up and here's my insert my function here, and I'm going to just say that my rate is 8%. Okay, my number is right here is it's a total number of payments per year. 2. My payment is 0, which I don't need, and my future value is going to be 10,000. So how much would I take here? My number would be, if you look down here, just scan this up just a little bit here. My type is logical value is equal to 1. Payment at the end of the period of 0 if omitted, and we want it to be 1. Okay, so I'm looking here and I'm going to see that if I have an 8% value of it, my present value here in this calculation with a 10,000 is going to be worth $8,573.39. So I would take this present value calculation, or I would take right now $8,573.39 and say that's what I would take if I was going to get it. Okay, so why don't we go back here and say, okay, well, why don't we change this to 0.10%? Okay, if I want to change it to 10%, then that means I would take 8% or $8,000 today. So equivalent to this is probably around a 2%. Oh, no, probably a 4%. I'm just kind of guessing right now, or a 5% rate. There we go. 5% rate of return here is that I'm going to be making. So the real question here is, do I want to take 9,000 today or 10,000 in 2 years? Well, the answer is, if I can earn more than 5% on 9,000, I take today. If I can't earn more than 5% on 9,000, I wait for the 10,000. Now, we also have risk, and this is payback risk. Will the company be able to pay me back the 10,000? That's a big question too. So do I take the 9,000 and say, okay, I'm good, we're right, I'm going to take this $10,000 and I'm doing it. Now I would have to adjust my sales by less than $1,000. I would have to make some adjustments in my accounting. But on the finance part of it, the whole question here comes to a rate of return. Can I earn 5,000? Okay, so let's go ahead and just look at this and say, okay, what if it was 9,000 that I got, right? And I said, okay, well, why don't we put this in a future value calculation? Oops. Okay, and I say that I have 5%, the number here that we're going to look, and we has everything right here. So total number of payments, okay, 2, 0, 9,000, and we want to push 1, and then here I need to make that a rate, not using my financial calculator, and I come close to $9,922. I can actually find the rate that I need to be at, so maybe I should look at that. So I'm going to look here, and I'm going to go to my rate, and I want to say here is the NPV of this, which should be the total number of payments, 2, 0, present value, 9,000. Now we're going to have to put a negative number because that's how it works. Okay. 1 here. And then here we go. And our number. So here, I'm going to omit this guess here for that. And so here I have 2 years, payment 0, negative 9,000, 10,000 is our future value, comes at the end, and I'm going to omit the guess. They added that. I don't know why they did that in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'm going to find out, and I'm going to extend this out here. And I'm going to do 2 decimal places, and we find out the correct rate of return is 5.41%. So the answer to this question is, if I can earn more than 5.41% on 9,000, I take today. If I can't, I wait for the $10,000. Now, I also have to consider the payback risk. Will the company that's supposed to owe me $10,000 in 2 years be able to pay me back by then? Or should I just take it and get what I need? All right, I hope this helps. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. These are the calculations that you need to look at to help you with this paper.